My name is Patricia Barnett, and this presentation is on Apple Incorporated, the Unit 6 research project submitted to Dr. Adrian Allen at California Intercontinental University for the course MGT 618 International Business. To provide a background, Apple was founded in 1976 and is an American multinational technology company that specializes in consumer electronics, computer software, and online services. Apple is the largest information technology company by revenue and since January 2021 is the world's most valuable company. On that backdrop, we're going to discuss domestic and international strategy, costs, benefits, and risks in a foreign market, joint ventures as an international strategy, and we'll close with an assessment of Apple's international strategy. There are several differences between domestic and international strategy. Generally, the complexity of skills and knowledge needed for success is far greater for international business than for domestic business. Additionally, international business people must be knowledgeable about cultural, legal, political, and social differences among countries. They must also choose the countries in which to sell their goods and from which to buy inputs. Also, international businesses also must coordinate the activities of their foreign subsidiaries while dealing with the taxing and regulatory authorities of their home country and all the other countries in which they do business. In this next section, we're going to discuss Apple's strategies domestically versus their international strategy. Apple's domestic strategy involves intensive growth and broad market reach. Apple uses product development as its main intensive strategy for growth, requiring that the company develop attractive and profitable technology products to grow its market share and business performance. Apple also uses broad market reach. The elegant design of Apple products includes seamless connectivity among devices and cutting-edge aesthetics. Apple broadly reaches various segments of the market, and the firm's products are designed for everyone, thereby supporting a broad market reach. Also worth noting, Apple Incorporated uses market penetration as its second most intensive strategy for growth. Market penetration involves gaining a larger share of the current market by selling more of the company's current products. For example, Apple applies this growth strategy by selling more iPhones and iPads to its current markets in North America. In contrast, Apple's international strategy includes supply chains and localization. Apple not only sells products internationally, but has supply chains from 43 countries that ship supplies to China for final production and assembly. Apple keeps a tight-knit and strong relationship with suppliers, utilizes strategic inventory, and focuses on sustainability. Apple also localizes products and marketing for all of its target markets. Their website has the option to visit sites customized for over 100 different countries and also customizes its stores based on their location with more than 400 stores worldwide. So Apple really makes it a point to tailor each store to its geographic region. In this next part, we're going to go over the costs, benefits, and risks in a foreign market and how to gauge those. So there are two main types of costs to international business. The first is direct expenses, which are those incurred by a company when entering a new international market. They include establishing the business, such as rent or purchasing a building, changing management, and transporting equipment and products. The second type of cost is opportunity costs. A firm's inadequate resources may prevent or postpone entrance into another market, and these lost earnings that it would have made in a second market are opportunity costs, which are incurred since the organization chose to join another market first. These direct and opportunity costs must be thoroughly evaluated by the firm's planners. There are, however, several benefits to operating in the global marketplace. Among these are, of course, anticipated market sales and earnings, Also, lower acquisition and manufacturing costs if materials or labor are inexpensive. Market exclusivity, which restricts competitors' ability to earn profits. Competitive advantage, which enables the firm to stay ahead of its competition. Access to new technology and the possibility of synergy with other operations. Of course, with all benefits, there are risks. A huge one is exchange rate fluctuations, additional operating complexity, and this is a huge one, direct financial losses resulting from inaccurate assessment of market potential. And in the most extreme cases, a company can also face the risk of loss through government seizure of property or as a result of war or terrorism. Apple's operations in foreign markets. Apple managers have done a great job gauging costs, benefits, and risk in foreign markets, as evidenced by Apple's success in the international market. Joint ventures are employed by some companies as an international strategy. There are relative advantages and disadvantages of joint ventures compared to other types of strategic alliances. It's interesting to note that Apple does not engage in joint ventures. Instead, they rely upon robust, long-standing supplier relationships, a tightly controlled supply chain with emphasis on quality assurance, and a broad supplier network which specializes in manufacturing specific components. However, we'll go over the advantages of joint ventures. So the formal management organization allows a joint venture to be broader in purpose, scope, and duration than other types of strategic alliances. And joint ventures, due to their broad mission and formal organizational structure, are relatively more stable than non-JV strategic alliances. However, there are disadvantages to this type of international alliance. Since a new separate legal entity is formed with the JV, the potential for legal entanglement is greater. Also, strategic alliances are more flexible and easier to end. The alliance comes to an end when the goals are achieved. So the alliance may have a sunset date or be open-ended with regular performance reviews. Apple has a number of international partnerships, mostly with suppliers, which has really bolstered its success internationally. Apple's success relies on how it chooses and manages its suppliers. A list of Apple suppliers includes first-tier suppliers such as Samsung, Toshiba, and Foxconn, which are known for assembling iPhones. There are also hundreds of second and third-tier vendors which provide Apple's big-name customers. To ensure that customers receive the finest product at the lowest price, Apple controls practically every aspect of this complicated network. When looking for new suppliers, Apple prioritizes quality, technology, and size, and cost is last. And it's not simple to supply Apple. However, Apple's acceptance is considered as an affirmation of manufacturing competence. Apple tests the manufacturing by insisting on seeing the supplier manufacture the difficult samples. The provider is responsible for making necessary technological investments, and Apple has additional demands that boost input, yield, and cost management. As an example, it forces suppliers to acquire products from its preferred vendors. But with this, Apple has built excellent partnerships. With over 600 experts on the ground, it can assist, address production issues, and enhance industrial efficiency. And we'll go further into that on the next slides. One of Apple's main suppliers is the Hon-Hai Precision Industry, also called Foxconn. This company is the world's largest electronics manufacturer and is one of the largest exporters in the Greater China region. This Chinese tech giant assembles Apple's iPads, iPhones, iPods, and Mac computers in manufacturing plants across China and Taiwan. And Foxconn is Apple's oldest and largest supplier. Apple has one of the most efficient supply chain management systems on the market right now. Another critical supplier to Apple is TPK Holdings. TPK Holdings is the world's largest touch panel supplier by volume, with 30 customers in total from the US, Japan, and South Korea. This Taiwanese company is the largest supplier of touch panels to Apple for iPads and iPhones. And it's really interesting to note that more than 70% of TPK's revenues of the $1.12 billion in the second quarter of this year came from Apple. Robust sales of Apple's products helped TPK post record profits in the latest quarter. So, a broad assessment of Apple's international strategy. They have an extremely successful business strategy. They make a premium product, they understand their consumer, they've learned from others' mistakes, and they stay globally mainstream. This is particularly evident in Apple's success in China, a notoriously difficult market for foreign companies to succeed in. How Apple does that is through differentiation. Through their differentiation strategy, Apple stands out in the market. Elegant design and user-friendliness of the products combined with high-end branding effectively differentiate the technology business. Apple always aims to set itself apart from competitors not by price, but by competitive advantages based on product design that attracts customers. The second way Apple gains a competitive advantage is through innovation. Apple must keep developing innovative products so that the business maintains its competitive advantage. Competitors eventually catch up with new technologies and new products, so a strategy geared toward innovation compels the company to continuously innovate and keep itself always ahead of the competition. And the third way Apple stays on top is by branding. Apple executives have often discussed the importance of making their products intuitive. In subsequent years, that user-friendly interface has remained mostly intact while the aesthetics of Apple hardware and software have remained similar. This branding approach has established Apple as a household name in every market. And most importantly, unlike other mobile companies, Apple has made it easier to identify an iPhone by maintaining a consistent style and design, which increases brand awareness. This final page is my references. Thank you very much for viewing this, and I appreciate everything that we've done throughout this course. Thank you.